What's going on, everybody? Got the 1796 boys here. Ryan, what the hell is up, man?
I'm ready to do a tier list.
All right,
I, I've
tier
le-
list.
I've lived through all this garbage. I'm ready to rank these.
All right,
Some
this is gonna
some
bring back
morons, some good
PTSD.
ones. Yeah.
All right, so we're doing the basketball and football coaches at Tennessee roughly in our lifetime. So like the 90s to now, okay? So I think it'll be pretty interesting. There's six of each, six football, six basketball. So that'll be pretty interesting, I think. So let's see, who do we got first on? It's pretty self-explanatory. You're watching this video, you've obviously seen a tier list before. Um, S tier is God tier, like the best the coach could be. A tier is really freaking good, like really above average. B will use as average, like not horrible but not great. C tier is going to be below average, not very good. D tier is going to be the worst of the worst. So you can probably imagine who's going to go there. Let's see who's in the first order. Oh, looky there, Rick Barnes. So Ryan, let's start off with Deacon Barnes. We'll let you go first on Rick Barnes.
I mean, how could you not put the man in S tier? He's the best basketball coach in school history. 4 Sweet 16s, 2 Elite Eights, SEC tournament title, SEC regular season title. 2 of those, 2 regular seasons. I mean, it's an easy S tier for me.
So we're going S tier based off of we're grading it based off of like Tennessee, like in Tennessee, right? Not like
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think
okay.
Rick Barnes is a S tier either way.
I
But yeah,
don't. I think S tier you have to win. I was gonna say like S tiers like champions, but I mean, I think there's undeniable that he's an S tier Tennessee coach. I mean, he's the best basketball coach. Yeah, that's easy.
yeah.
We're
100%.
not gonna play semantics too much. All right. Next, we have Mr. Brick by Brick himself. So I'll start off here. If you look, so Butch Jones was the coach at Tennessee from 2013 until a couple games into 2017, or most of the way into 2017. During that tenure, he did win 3 bowl games, and he compiled a 34-27 record, 3-0 in bowl games. It's fun to hate on Butch Jones and talk about how much he sucked. He's definitely not like Tennessee caliber. I mean, he massively underperformed. He had great teams. 2016 team comes to mind. Could have been a lot better. But I don't think you can put him in D tier. I mean, how can you put him in D tier when some of the other names are on this list? I mean, he went 3-0 in bowl games and he had a winning record. I think that's a C tier.
Well, he did also have the worst season in Tennessee football history attached to him. I mean, it's kind of personal for me because I was there.
I mean,
my freshman year was the 4-8 year. I mean,
he did not go 4-8.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well, Brady Hoke lost the last 2.
Yeah, but Butch Jones would have lost his last 2 as well. I mean,
well, Jeremy Pruitt went 3-7 and won no
count.
bowl games.
It's all SEC games.
Well, he did win 1 bowl game, I guess. Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to fight you on this. I do not think Butch is D tier. That would be like below 500, no postseason success at all, in my opinion.
I mean, like I said, it's personal. I mean, being objective, yeah, you're right. It is a C tier.
And I mean, he didn't have any like massive scandals either. I
mean, he did beat the hell out of that center in 2015, but whatever. I forget his name. Do you remember that dude's name? Mac somebody?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna put him in C tier for now, and we might reserve the right to change these at some point. But
yeah.
Ooh. Up next, we have Mr. Buzz Peterson. So let you start there. So we'll just go back and forth, make it easier. What do you think about Buzz?
I
From
mean,
2001 to 2005.
the guy went barely above 500 at Tennessee. Never made the big dance. He made the NIT twice. Lost in the first round both times. Um, when you're best known for being Michael Jordan's roommate in college, that tells you how good of a coach you were. I
He's
mean,
definitely the most forgettable name on this list.
and it makes it worse because right after him was when Tennessee basketball really got rolling with Bruce Pearl. So, I mean, I think for Tennessee basketball, in the history of Tennessee basketball, he's probably a C tier, but in the 2000s, I would put him in D tier. I mean, he's one of the worst we've had in the 2000s.
I'm fine with D tier because he, like you said, he never made the tournament. Completely forgettable tenure. I mean, half the people watching this probably don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with D tier for that. So next we've got Derek Dooley. That's a real doozy. Future congressman.
Yeah.
So Derek Dooley was at the helm from 2010 after the Lane Kiffin debacle till 2012, until the very last game of 2012, and he compiled a 15-21 record, and obviously didn't win shit. Well, actually, he did go to the Music City Bowl's first year, and he lost.
Yeah.
So one bowl appearance and an under 500 record. I mean, Derek Dooley's a D tier.
Yeah, I mean, when you squander the likes of Tyler Bray, Justin Hunter, Derrick Rogers, Cordell Patterson, and you compile a total of 15 wins in 3 years, I mean, that's all there is to be said. I mean,
he's also forgettable. I mean, when you're the only thing you're known for is like the pants that you wear. I mean, that's
the orange pants and witty press conferences. That's
sucked.
That's about it.
Yeah,
and his dad being Vince Dooley.
Well, it sucks because he's like the first, not the first that we watched, but he's the first where me and you were like avid fans, like watching every game.
Yeah,
like in middle school. So yeah, not great times. So next you got Cuonzo. So Cuonzo was at the helm from 2011 to 2014. He made the tournament once, lost in the regional semis, and he compiled a 63-41 record. So 63-41, one tournament appearance. With what do you think about that?
I mean, in Tennessee basketball in the 2000s, he's the third best coach. So I would put him in C. I don't think you could put him in B because there was literally a petition to run him out of town. Yeah. During a Sweet 16 run.
But it could be worse.
By the way, that Sweet 16 run, Iowa, UMass, Mercer. I don't think Donnie Tyndall could have done that. Buzz Peterson could have done that. I mean, it's not too impressive, but I would comfortably put him in C.
I agree. So this one, here's the interesting one. Philip Fulmer is next. And, obviously the one most everybody's familiar with, coached from 1993 until 2007.
2008.
Yeah, he didn't coach in the 2008 season. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, my bad. And then overall record was 151-52, 8-7 in bowl games, and obviously has a natty. So that's going to factor in heavily to the rating. Didn't end the best, wasn't the most like consistent tenure. But what do you think, Ryan?
I would say as a coach, he is S tier. After that, it's kind of skewed because of, like you said, how it ended. And then his tenure as athletic director was horrid.
If that was factoring in, I mean, that would severely negatively impact him. So I don't think it's fair to do that.
Yeah, it's not fair. I mean, because that's what everybody thinks of Philip Fulmer now is how his athletic director stint went when he hired Kelly Harper and Jeremy Pruitt,
Yeah,
which were just two god awful hires. So
yeah,
I don't think that should matter. I don't think how it ended should matter. Still, from 2001 to 2007, we made Atlanta 3 times. We didn't win it, but we made the SEC championship game 3 times. And of course, you have the 98 Natty, 97 SEC championship. I mean, it's the best era of Tennessee football, besides when General Neyland was roaming the sideline. So, as a coach, I would put him in S tier. You're talking about the second or third best coach in Tennessee history. So
yeah. I mean, you have to do it just because. I mean, you have the level of sustained success that we still haven't gone back to. So,
yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Hype. So that's interesting. I'll go first here. Since Hype has been in Tennessee, which is 2021 till now, he has a 37 and 15 record. Made it to a bowl game every single year. Made it to the playoffs, obviously, this year. Lost in the first round. 2 bowl wins, 1 bowl loss. He has, since Heupel has been in charge, obviously never had a losing season. Double-digit wins twice in 4 years. Recruiting the best we've probably ever recruited.
Nah, it's not the best we've ever recruited.
In a long time.
No, since Fulmer. I mean, Butch Jones had 2 top 5 classes, but that's about all that's about all that Butch Jones could do. So
I think overall, though, in our lifetime, I mean, obviously Fulmer's our lifetime, but since Fulmer, the most complete on the field and recruiting and consistent by far, just all around. I think Heupel. I'm comfortable putting Heupel in A tier already.
Yeah, I was going to go with A too. I mean, he's won 30 games in the last 3 years.
Again, like until I see how it ends, he's not going in S tier. I don't think. I mean, unless you had like Kirby Smart, obviously, like Kirby Smart's already S tier. But other than that, I don't like putting active coaches in S tier. Rick Barnes is obviously different because he's been around forever. But so moving on, Bruce Pearl. So I'm interested to hear what your take is on this one. So just for anybody who doesn't know, any of our young fans, Pearl was in Knoxville from 2005 until 2010, 2011. Made the tournament every single year. So,
yeah, 2005, 2006, that year was when I became aware of Tennessee basketball, and it wasn't because we were god awful before then. It's just because that's the first season I remember watching the games. His first year, we won the SEC East after coming off of Buzz Peterson's 4 years was remarkable. I mean, and it really got everything rolling for the basketball program in the 21st century. I mean, it was so exciting, everything we did in those 6 years, beating Memphis when they were number 1 to turn around and lose to Vanderbilt 2 days later, but we won't dwell on that. I mean, 3 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8. You had Chris Lofton, Wayne Chisholm, the Smiths, Jamar and Ramar. You had and Tyler. I mean, you had tons of good players in that era.
Hey, you forgot one.
Say it. Let's go.
Skylar McBee,
Scotty Hobson, Tobias Harris. I mean, Tobias kind of gets to. I already said Wayne. I never forget about Wayne. But yeah, I mean, he kind of gets a bad rep for how it ended, which nowadays would be completely fine. So I'm not going to factor that in. Having a damn barbecue. I mean, literally one of Tennessee's recruiting events in this last month was called the Tennessee Barbecue. So, it's that those 6 years were when Tennessee basketball came alive, besides Ernie and Bernie. Other than that, Tennessee basketball has been largely complete ass.
Well, I think another thing you have to factor in, I think another thing you have to contribute to his overall grade is what happened after he left, which is absolutely fuck all.
Yeah, the 3 years of Konzo and the 1 year of Tindall, which I guess we'll get to here in a second, was purgatory. You had the one Sweet 16, but I've already explained.
Yeah.
Most coaches could have done that if you're the coach of Tennessee.
So I'm gonna guess you're going A tier.
I would. Yeah. I'm gonna go A tier just because of the resurgence we saw under his leadership.
And it might be rose-tinted glasses for us because those are like the teams that we grew up like Hobson, Chisholm, like that was some fun teams. But I think he deserves A tier, and I don't hate him. I mean, he didn't like you said what he did. Like nobody would even blink twice today. So
yeah,
I'm fine with it.
That's the one. Like the way Tennessee handled that situation was terrible, and I'll say that until the day I die. Like. It was before the days of Donde Plowman where we flipped 2 double birds to the NCAA. So we just let them walk all over us and we lost Bruce Pearl. So it's kind of sad and fun at the same time to think about him being here from 2005 until present day because I don't think he would have left without those.
No, I mean he didn't want to. I mean,
yeah, I still believe that he would leave Auburn. He would crawl back to Knoxville from Auburn, even with 2 Final Fours.
Maybe. You got okay. Oh God, we got Gump up next. I hate this motherfucker. Like I really hate him. I know we've gone back and forth like in text about this. You hate Butch more. I hate this motherfucker more, dude. I hate him so much. It was, in my opinion, I don't even think this is a hot take. I think I know Butch had technically the worst team, but Pruitt's teams were the most unwatchable. It was the least fun to watch. He had no charisma at all. Like, at least with Butch, you could laugh at how much of a dork he was.
Yeah.
Pruitt doesn't have a single redeeming quality. There's nothing likable about him. He couldn't recruit. I mean, he was giving out McDonald's bags of cash.
That's never been confirmed.
He was cheating. He was doing shady shit for shitty players.
Yeah.
He told Jalen Hyatt, or who did he tell? He told some Tennessee players they weren't good enough. He'd rather have 3 stars from other states than Tennessee 4 stars.
Yeah.
He's a dumbass. He's a dumbass, and I hate him, and I'm putting him in D tier, and I don't really care if you disagree.
I don't disagree.
There's not one redeeming thing from his tenure.
As much as
he
I
also
hate
got scholarships taken away.
Say that again. Sorry.
He also got scholarships taken away.
Yeah.
So
I mean, 100%. I mean, if we didn't have the genius that is Josh Heupel, we would still be toiling in between 5-7 and 7-5 every year.
100%. I mean, that could have damaged us for a decade, dude.
I mean, and that's why I respect Heupel as much as I do. I mean, the program was shot to hell, and he won 7 games his first year, and we've seen what's happened since then. But talking about Pruitt, as much as I hate Butch, as much as my personal disdain for Butch Jones is, the other 3 years I was at Tennessee was Jeremy Pruitt. So
you literally could not have gone to college at a worse time.
Yeah, but what I've told you before, I mean, I'll take what's going on now throughout the whole athletic department for the bullshit that I saw. But anyway, 5-7, 8-5, 3-7. It's D tier, and then you add in how it ended. You add in him getting berated by his dad in the Auburn locker room in 2020. Like it was a thoroughly embarrassing tenure. I don't know if you've ever heard that story, but
yes.
His dad called him on the damn phone while he was still in the locker room, berating him about that Auburn game. When we ran the ball 10 times down to the goal line, then Jarrett Garantano throws a pick 6 to basically lose the game in the third quarter. But anyway, I could tell you 15 stories exactly like that, with how incompetently he coached football. And there's a reason.
He also never did anything after either. Like nobody wanted to touch him with a 10-foot pole. He has a show
cause now. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
last I heard he was doing something in Alabama with a high school or middle school or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, he sucks. Moving on. Donnie Tyndall. So, this is another very forgettable 1 year tenure, 2014-15. He went 16-16. We didn't make the tournament. I mean, what else can you say? There's not a whole lot to say about it. I mean, 16-16, no tournament appearance, and he was gone.
yeah, looking back at that year, you had some of the guys that Barnes used to set the culture. Um, X's and O's wise, he wasn't that bad. Um, we really never saw how it would have panned out recruiting wise. I mean, there's not much you can say. I mean, the record speaks for itself. I mean, that's all we can really go by when you only get 1 year to prove yourself, and then he gets ran out of town
Well,
because
I mean,
he was cheating. So
yeah, I mean, he lied and did a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, he wasn't that great either, so nobody really cared.
yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page right now. USA Today called Tyndall show cause the most severe penalty the NCAA has ever given out to a head coach. I don't know if that's just basketball, but a 10-year show cause, and that's until next April. I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, I think you have to put him in D tier.
So that's why he's coaching at Chipola Junior College, which he's been doing since 2020. So
Yeah.
I'm sure all the Power 5 schools are going to be knocking down his door next April. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a D tier. I mean, it's not memorable at all, and the thing that it is memorable for is bad. So
Yeah. The last thing I'll say is Dave Hort never should have hired him with what was following him from Southern Miss. If you look at the Wikipedia page, all the wins from Southern Miss are vacated. So
yeah,
his record says 0-17. I mean, there was no reason to ever hire him, but Dave Hart made up for it by hiring Rick Barnes. So it all ended it. Go ahead.
The next guy is kind of underrated. I mean, you don't hear his name talked about anymore. But Jerry Green from 1997 until the 2000 season, he in all 4 of his seasons they made the tournament. There were 8 seed twice and a 4 seed twice, and he won at least 20 games in each season.
Yeah,
I mean that's a pretty solid tenure. That's obviously it's not that memorable, but that's a pretty solid stretch of basketball.
Yeah, 100%. The only thing that takes away from his legacy for me is losing in the second round to, I can't remember who exactly. It was Southwestern Missouri State in 1999 by 30 points. That takes away from it a little, but 20 wins over 4 seasons is pretty good. But like you said, it's one of the most, besides Buzz, it's the most forgettable coach of the 20th century. He only had 1 season in the 20th century, so it is what it is. But I would put him in B tier. I think if he had more time here, he would have done some good stuff. I think he left to be a administrative assistant somewhere at Indiana, maybe, or director.
Yeah, he was the director of basketball operations at Indiana.
Yeah, I think he left to do that, which was he was only about 60 years old. I mean, Rick Barnes is 70 now. I mean, he if he had more time, he could have done some good things here. So I would say B.
He's the most solid B option. I mean, not spectacular, but did good in his time here.
Yeah.
All right. So we get to end it with Lane, everybody's favorite coach to hate. So everybody that is watching this is familiar with the story, obviously. But Ryan, why don't you just rehash the 2009 season? Lane Kiffin went. It was his lone season with the Vols, 7-6 record, and lost in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. So Ryan, why do people hate Lane Kiffin?
Well, I mean, the main reason is he left in the middle of the night to go to USC for 3 seasons, then get fired on the tarmac there in 2012. But I don't like. It's different for me. I don't hold the same disdain for Lane Kiffin that I do for Derek Dooley or Butch Jones or Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, he's clearly the best coach of those four names. It's not
By
even
a mile.
the only reason we hate him is because he left us high and dry. But that season, we played number one Florida within 10 points. We played number one Alabama within 2 points, and then Terrence Cody blocked that field goal from Daniel Lincoln. Um, I mean, it was a season that could have been special if a few breaks went our way. Um, and if you had given Lane, 5 to 10 years, we could be talking about a much different Tennessee football program. But on the same token, he set in motion the garbage that we've seen from 2009 to 2021. He set in motion the decade of garbage that we saw from the football program. So
I mean, I think that's the thing is like if you like the one season was fine, and obviously what he's done since leaving, he's obviously a great coach.
Yeah.
I think he's borderline S tier coach, like for his whole career. The problem,
if we're gonna put Lane Kiffin in S tier, Josh Heupel's in S tier.
well, I mean, A tier coach. He's a safe A tier coach for his career, but you have to factor in leaving us at the altar, doing the fact that it put us down for a decade. I mean, any positive momentum was killed. We had a retard at head coach after him.
Three.
Yeah. So you kind of have to factor that in. But then again, is that really like an indictment of his coaching? I don't know. I don't know how much you can, because it's not like we got penalties or anything. We just made stupid decisions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you really dock him for that?
I mean, also when you're hiring a coach in the middle of January.
I mean, true. The timing wasn't ideal.
I mean, looking back on it, and people have said this forever, we should have just went with an interim for 2010 instead of hiring a coach from La Tech and Derek Dooley that was under 500. I mean,
Right.
It's not entirely his fault the way things went for 10 years after that, 12 years after that, but a large portion of it is. And it's fun to think about what could have been. But for me, personally, I would put him in B tier. He had the same first season that Josh Heupel had. So who knows what could have happened.
Well, and I mean, I think it's not apples to apples, but if you look at what he did at Ole Miss, I mean, he turned Florida Atlantic around. I know USC didn't work out, but completely made Florida Atlantic relevant. He's made Ole Miss as relevant as they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think B tier's fair.
Yeah. Where would you rank? Who's the better interim football coach? And the answer is pretty clear. I mean, it's Jim Chaney.
It's not Brady Hoke. Yeah.
Brady Hoke dismissed Jawan Jennings and lost 2 games to LSU and Vanderbilt.
Yeah. So. Brady Hoke is a slob. I mean, he never did anything. He sucked at San Diego State. He sucked at Michigan. He sucked at Tennessee. I mean, he's D tier easily. Which Jim Chaney, he kind of has the Fulmer effect, though, where, like, now people I don't think are as positive looking back. But anyway, I mean, he's better than Brady Hoke.
I mean, when Jim Chaney gets a bad rep because he was attached to Jeremy Pruitt for 2 years. So.
But, I mean, it would have been hard to coach with Jeremy Pruitt, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So.
All right. Well, that's the tier list, guys. Trying something new. We're definitely going to be doing more of these. This is fun. So, Ryan, anything else you want to say?
It's fun to look back on all the horse shit that we've been through, Bryce.
Oh, well, we've got more. We're going to do something fun next.
But, I mean, it could be worse. I will say that because 2 of these coaches are on campus right now, and they're in A and S tier. So
yeah, it could be Vanderbilt.
It's looking up for Tennessee, and that will be my final thoughts for this evening.
Go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.